I think when it comes to certain songs, you keep them in your heart, in your mind. But with me and having a musical channel, I keep them now in my playlist. And one of the songs that I've always kept was Cassidy's Autumn Leaves. And only in the last short while I found a beautiful video which you're about to see, because I put that song now, the audio song, with this particular video called Finding Autumn, and it's a moody cinematic short film that I think parallels very well with the song, and it will bring home, I think, the strong lyrics of this song. For younger listeners, Eva Cassidy doesn't exist. Probably they've never heard of her. But for people in my age group, she was a woman that died far too young, but left a legacy of songs that millions of people, not just thousands, millions of people around the world have hummed to, sang to, played at their weddings, or stood up and performed. She became symbolic of what the music industry is about, writing masterpieces. But to have so many in a short time in her collection makes it very sad to learn that in 1996 she died of cancer, far too young at the age of 33. I'm dedicating this video and this song because she's one of those people that you turn to when you're a bit sad, or you're feeling a bit lonely, or you need a little bit of a boost, or you just want to remember somebody. And I think this encompasses all of what I've just said and more for many people. I will give you a very short synopsis of what Autumn Leaves is about, but for those that don't know, the ballad expresses themes of love, loss and longing, and the lyrics, according to my research, capture that melancholic feeling, the beauty of autumn, and use it as a metaphor for the nature's emotions, which is why I feel this particular video that I'm marrying as a mixed match is so wondrous, that it's brought to life in 2024 a song that means an awful lot to me and to millions of other people. For people, as I said, the younger crowd that don't know who Eva Cassidy is, I will give you a short synopsis. She was born Eva Marie Cassidy, was an American singer and musician known for her interpretations of jazz, folk and blues music, and sung with a powerful, as you're going to hear, emotive soprano voice. In 1992 she released her first album, The Other Side, a set of duets with go-go musician Chuck Brown. Now there's a song in my head actually from Go-Go's, but anyway, followed in the 1996 live solo album titled Live at Blues Alley. Although she's been honoured by the Washington Area Music Association, she was, and to a lot of people still is, virtually unknown outside her native Washington, D.C. at that time of her death. And now again she's fading and fading, so I want to kind of bring it back on my channel and give people memories of a bygone era that is still living in many ways through her music. She died, as I said, she had, I think it was a lump at the back or on her hip, and she started to feel pain, and she had a follow through, and she realized she had cancer of the bones, and her illness and death at 33 for me was far too young, because I think it was something that Simon Cowell once said in one of his programs: if you're going to sing this song, I want to hear feeling, otherwise don't even try and interpretate it. And the girl that was singing one of her songs on his shows turned around and blew the audience away. You've got to be emotive, as you're going to hear, because she had that kind of voice, that kind of delivery when she sang, and you'll only insult her if you try to make a pop version of any of her songs or sang a ballad that really didn't attribute to what she's trying to say, because each single song, if you know her legacy, tells a story of her life. Now, What a Wonderful World was sung. It was her last performance in front of family and friends. The additional chemotherapy was ineffective. She chose aggressive chemotherapy, and Cassidy died of melanoma on November the 2nd, 1996, at her family's home in Bowie, Maryland. and in accordance with her wishes, her body was cremated and the ashes were scattered on the lakes of the shores of St. Mary's River Watershed Park, a nature reserve near Callaway, Maryland. Today, I give you one of the most poignant songs in musical history. It's a masterpiece for all the right reasons. But what makes it even more poignant for me is that I found a video at last that accentuates everything that this woman was about. Take a listen, come back, and I'll break down the lyrics for you.
The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your kisses, the sunburned hands I used to hold. Since you went away, the days grow but I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall.
Now that was a live version of that song, and I'm quickly going to give a shout out to the two people that made that video, because that really has brought to life a song from way back in the 90s. I'd like to say hello to welcome to the channel, the Windy Burrow, and they are Fabien and Francesca, a French-Italian duo of visual storytellers, and we're passionate, they say, about our nature, hiking, video making, photography, and so much more. And it's splendidly done in that video. They talk about they're vegan in a wooden cabin in the French mountains surrounded by forests. And other than the two of them, they say, you'll also see Pedro the cat, Zen the dog, and Suki the kitten, and trees and lots of trees. And do you remember nature? Do you enjoy nature, they ask. Well, after watching that video, I long to get back out in the middle of it someday. Thank you for the inspiration, Fabien and Francesca, and all their links are in the video below in the description, along with Eva Cassidy's as well. But we need to get to the meaning of the lyrics. It's very short. The verses in the first verse, the falling leaves, well, they symbolize the passing of time and transience of life. As the leaves drift by the window, what she's singing about is she sees memories of past love. And the mention of red and gold, well, that's just implying a sense of warmth, vibrancy, which mirrors the intensity of a summer. Kisses and the affectionate touch, I think, of the sunburnt hands that Eva probably in a past life or the present or whatever she was up to at the time once held. These vivid recollections for me serve as a reminder of a love that has now slipped away from her life. When you look at the chorus, it feels empty. It feels almost in the lyrics like the experiences of Eva's loved one's departure. The days grow long, and it suggests a feeling of loneliness for me and relentless passing of time. The mention of here in the chorus, old winter song. Well, I've grown up with that kind of saying, being Irish. There's a lot of, in Eva's songs I find, folk sayings, if that makes sense, or colloquial sayings from your area. And old winter song, for me, it always implied about bracing yourself for a period of cold and sadness. And that was in relation to the weather. But let's go back into what she's saying about her life. During this time, autumn leaves start to fall. Was it the first touch of cancer? Did she write the song when she found out she had the illness and that her life was starting to fall apart just as she was starting to get known? No one will ever know, really. People will always put their own input into the songs and have their own narrative. But for me, it's about the absence. I feel more of a beloved intensity, and I do think it's to do with her illness. But anyway, overall, Autumn Leaves evokes a sense of nostalgia. It captures Eva's bittersweet emotions, which is why I mentioned the illness, and remembering a lost past love. So it all came at once, and maybe that past love brought her warmth and happiness in times of sadness, and with the aggressive cancer, in times of weakness. Whatever way it worked out for Eva, this song reflects the passage of time, and that's why I brought it back onto my channel for all of you to hear, because I think the beauty of her songs is in nature, not just the lyrics that she writes. And the change in seasons for me mirror an emotional journey we all take about heartbreak and longing. And that, for me, is Eva Cassidy and Autumn Leaves. I hope you enjoyed my bio video and my summary. Until next time, take care.